Imagine a company worth $10 billion. It has high-end offices. It has dozens of bank accounts. It moves massive amounts of money across the globe every single day. But here's the part that should keep you up at night. If you were to walk into a government office and ask for the legal paperwork, you would find that no human being actually owns it. No CEO, no shareholders, no founders, not even a parent company. In the high-stakes world of the ultra-rich, these are known as orphan companies. They are financial ghosts. They exist in the shadows to do the heavy lifting and the dirty work that big banks and governments don't want you to see on their official records. And today, I'm going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to show you how these ghosts are secretly controlling the world's money while remaining completely invisible to the public eye. Stick with me, because once you understand how the ghost loophole actually works, you'll realize that the global economy isn't a solid building. It's a house of cards held together by things that technically don't exist. To understand this, we need to talk about a very strange tool called an SPV. Now, that sounds like boring homework, but I promise it isn't. It stands for Special Purpose Vehicle. Don't let the name confuse you. It has nothing to do with cars. Think of an SPV like a stunt double in a high-budget action movie. The movie stars the big bank. They are famous, they have a reputation to protect, and they want to stay looking perfect. But the script calls for a dangerous scene. They want to make a massive, incredibly risky investment that could blow up at any moment. If the movie star does the stunt themselves and fails, their career is over. The bank goes bankrupt. So they hire the stunt double, they create the SPV. The SPV is a separate legal person. It goes out and performs the dangerous stunt. If the investment explodes and everything goes wrong, the SPV is the one that gets hurt. It goes bankrupt. It disappears. But the big bank? They stand off camera, untouched, smiling for the cameras without a single scratch on their reputation. But here is where the story takes a dark turn. Usually a stunt double has a contract with the star. Everyone knows who they work for. In finance, that means a bank usually owns the SPV. It shows up on their taxes. But the Orphan SPV is a whole different level of secrecy. The elite banks use a legal trick to cut the cord completely. They create the company, but instead of owning the shares themselves, they give those shares to a tiny, unknown charitable trust in a place like the Cayman Islands or a remote office in Jersey. Now, legally, the bank can look a judge in the eye and say, "We don't own that company." On paper, they have absolutely nothing to do with it. But in reality, hidden in the fine print of the contracts, the bank still controls every single move that Orphan Company makes. It's a company with no parents, an invisible servant, doing the bidding of a master who officially doesn't exist. Why would anyone go through all this trouble just to hide a company? It all comes down to one word: debt. Imagine you want to buy a house, but you already have 10 maxed out credit cards. The bank will never give you a loan because you look like a risk. But what if you could take those 10 credit cards, put them into a box, and legally declare that the box isn't yours? Suddenly, your hands are clean. You look like a hero. You get the loan. This is exactly what the world's biggest financial institutions are doing. When a bank has billions of dollars in bad debt, money they know they might never get back, it makes them look weak to investors. It makes their stock price drop. So they sweep that debt under the rug. Except the rug is an Orphan SPV. By moving the bad money into a ghost company that they don't own, the bank's own balance sheet looks perfect. It's a global game of hide-and-seek played with your future. Right now, as you are watching this, trillions of dollars, not millions, not billions, but trillions, are sitting in these invisible ghost boxes. They are parked in offshore accounts, hidden from regulators, and tucked away where no one can see the true risk. If those boxes ever break, if the debt inside them becomes too heavy, the whole system goes down. We already saw this happen once. In 2008, these ghost structures were the reason the world economy almost stopped breathing. But here's the scary part. Today, the ghosts are even bigger, and there are more of them than ever before. I spend weeks digging into these financial rabbit holes. I read the boring legal papers and the dry economic reports to find the truth that the mainstream news just won't tell you. If you're finding this deep dive valuable, if you want to be the person who actually understands how the machine works, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and join our academy. It tells the algorithm that people are tired of the surface level noise and actually want to understand the truth. Done? Good. Because we need to talk about why this affects you. You might be sitting there thinking, I'm not a Wall Street trader. I don't live in the Cayman Islands. Why should I care about a ghost company? You should care because when the ghost companies fail, you are the one who pays the bill. Think back to the last major financial crisis. When those ghost structures collapsed, the big banks didn't go to jail. They didn't even lose their bonuses. The government stepped in. They called it a bailout. But where do you think that bailout money came from? It came from your tax dollars. It came from the value of your currency being inflated. The elite get to play the game with ghost money. They keep all the winnings for themselves when things go well. But when the gamble fails and the bill comes due, they send it to your front door. The system is built with a very specific rule. The profits stay in the shadows, but the losses are shared with everyone. So what is the big meaning behind all of this? It means that the world of money isn't what you were taught in school. Real wealth in the modern world isn't just about how much money you have in the bank. It's about how much you can hide. It's about how much risk you can shift onto the shoulders of people who don't even know you exist. We are living in an era where truth in finance has become a luxury that very few can afford. The Orphan SPV is the ultimate proof that the system was never designed to be transparent. It was never meant to be fair. It was designed to be a maze where the exits are only visible to the people who built it. If you want to survive and thrive in the next 10 years, you have to stop looking at the buildings. You have to stop trusting the official names on the front of the banks. You have to start looking for the ghosts, because in a world of shadows, the things that don't exist are the things that have the most power over your life. Don't be afraid of the ghosts. Just make sure you aren't the one left holding the bill when they disappear.